You're listening to the Monday Morning Ketchup with Christy Murdoch, presented by Writing Real Estate.
Good Monday morning and welcome to the Ketchup. My name is Christy Murdoch and I'm a writer and marketing consultant who specializes in residential real estate. If you love real estate, you'll find all the quick hit takeaways you need right here so you can catch up and hit the ground running this week with the latest real estate news. This week I wrote a roundup of all the real estate-related earnings reports for the second quarter of 2023. Don't miss it. And Gary Keller had a lot to say at the opening of Keller Williams Mega Camp. I'll give you some of the highlights. I'll link to this week's newsletter in the description, where you'll find all of the links I mention here. In our top story, Q2 earnings show improvement, but Gary Keller predicts a rolling recession anyway. Real estate companies were spending money like a collective group of drunken sailors over the past couple of years. That all started to end in late 2022 and early 2023, as they woke up with a hangover and realized they needed to start cutting back if they wanted to stay in business. While Q1 showed significant losses, the brakes were already engaged, and the results showed in Q2 earnings reports from the major real estate companies. Many showed improved profitability with a reduction in losses, putting them on a firmer financial footing as we enter the second half of the year, a traditionally less active time for the real estate market. This week also saw Keller Williams Agent Mega Camp kick off in Austin, with opening remarks by Gary Keller and members of his executive team. Full disclosure, I worked as a Keller Williams agent in the D.C. area when I first started out in real estate, and I read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent cover to cover again and again. It was a game changer for me, and for a lot of other agents, so I always follow Keller's pronouncements with interest. This week he predicted a rolling recession in opposition to economists' predictions that the U.S. economy had, for the most part, avoided a long-predicted economic downturn. According to Keller, a rolling recession is one in which certain sectors of the economy do poorly, while others continue to flourish. This is in contrast to a more general recession, in which the economy at large contracts for at least 2 consecutive quarters. All in all, the economic news was more positive than expected, but many agents are still experiencing slowdowns in their individual businesses. However, Keller also predicted a bounce from the current low inventory environment, driven in part by the increasing number of millennials in the housing market. Be sure to check out the newsletter link for your roundup of this week's must-know real estate news. Think of them as conversation starters for today's team meeting or this week's client consultation. I linked to Q2 2023 earnings roundup, a shift away from growth at all costs. That's at Inman. How to counteract Gary Keller's latest recession prediction. That's my latest download, also at Inman. And a Forbes article, Housing Market Predictions for 2023. When will home prices be affordable again? Next up, want to get the catch-up a day early? Subscribe to the newsletter. It comes out every Sunday morning, just in time for you to read over coffee before you go put up your open house signs. On the Writing Real Estate blog this week, one of the fun things about real estate is that you can be there for some of the happiest moments in your clients' lives. The flip side of that is that you're sometimes called on to give truly terrible news to them instead. Writing real estate is all about communicating more effectively. So when you have to give bad news, you need a plan. Check out my blog post featuring my 10 rules for communicating bad news. While this isn't a gossip column, I can't help asking, have you heard the rumors about NAR's newest headache? It seems everyone in the industry is waiting for an expose on the trade group's leadership and their practices related to the recent sexual harassment accusations. Apparently, the New York Times has been investigating and is preparing to roll out a barn burner of a story, although both the organization and the newspaper have said they, quote, don't comment on stories that haven't been published yet, end quote. Watch this space for the latest, because you know I'll be all over it. Or, if you want to be updated in real time, watch the topic page at the NYT. I've linked it in the newsletter. Have you heard the rumors? Reach out to the Ketchup and let me know what you're hearing. I'm on pins and needles. Shifting gears, you know that I love to share new resources with you. If you don't know Buffer, it's a platform that allows you to pre-schedule your social media posts. They are an amazing resource for learning the latest on all the platforms where you're posting. If you spend much time on Instagram, you've probably been invited to someone or many people's broadcast channels. Wondering whether you should be starting your own broadcast channel? Their value proposition is that they allow you to ensure your followers are getting your latest content without having to fight IG's algorithm. Learn more with Buffer's long-form explainer of this feature. It's called What You Need to Know About IG Broadcast Channels, and it's linked in the newsletter. Next, let's talk about how to differentiate your marketing with professional listing descriptions. Professional photography is a no-brainer for marketing your listings, but what about professionally written listing descriptions? Bullet points and square footage simply aren't enough to showcase your listings. You need to tell a story and provide the details that elevate your listing above the rest. Impress your sellers and improve your unique value proposition with My Property Description Service. 24-hour turnaround for $100. Check out the link in this week's newsletter or at the Writing Real Estate website. Speaking of listings, whether you're working with buyers or sellers, at some point you'll be asked for your opinion on home decor. Maybe you love helping your clients decide where the couch goes. Or you always feel at a loss when asked for design advice. Either way, there's no denying that understanding home design trends can be a valuable asset for real estate agents. Check out the Washington Post's recent how-to on developing your design aesthetic. My favorite tip? Every room should begin with something you love, whether it's a thrift store painting, a collection of vintage badminton rackets you want to display on the wall, or a textile you picked up on vacation years ago. Use that inspiration piece to choose your colors and define the vibe for your space. Don't miss this article. It's called 9 Steps to Decorating Like an Interior Designer, and you'll find the link in this week's newsletter. If you're a broker or team leader, you can partner with the Ketchup. Providing value-added services to your agents is a time-consuming and price-sensitive part of leadership. While you want to make your team smarter, better informed, and more professional, providing the tools they need can be a difficult task. As a decades-long professional educator and a real estate writer, I know what it takes to help your team stay on top of the most essential news, hone their marketing skills, and think ahead to the twists and turns of the real estate industry journey. Let me help you help your agents. Check out the details and all of the other links I've mentioned today in the Ketchup. It's the Writing Real Estate newsletter that comes out every Sunday morning, so you can get a 24-hour head start on your week. Like, subscribe, and share this video, and click the link in the description, or the one shown here, to subscribe to the newsletter and have the Sunday edition of the Ketchup delivered straight to your inbox. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful week.